Hey fam, greetings. Alais Clay here. It's been a while since I've been super active on this channel, but going to be activating it more over the second half of this year. And today I wanted to share a special song release. The song is called The Legend of Johnny Hurley, and this song is a true story about a dear friend and brother, Johnny Hurley. About 2 years ago, 2 years and a week, last week, June 21st, we had the 2-year memorial. June 21st, 2021, Johnny Hurley stopped an active shooter in Olde Town Square Arvada. Johnny Hurley was, he had a concealed carry permit. He was trained. He immediately responded when he heard shots fired. The man that went into the square that day with the intention to shoot police officers and killed one police officer before Johnny stopped him. The man was firing into restaurant windows and cars nearby. And our brother stopped him that day. He took out the shooter, and moments later, police responded and shot Johnny in the back with no verbal command, no warning. And the way that the media portrayed this story, when it first came out, they didn't admit that the police shot him. And then for the first weeks and months, the way the media was portraying it, it made it seem like the scene happened, the scene went down, police got the call, responded on the scene, after the fact it happened, saw Johnny with the gun, shot him thinking he was the shooter. Months later, after the investigative report comes out, come to find out, there's a police building in the square right next to where this all went down. There are 3 officers on their lunch break watching behind a window as the whole scene unfolds, hiding behind the door, behind the window, because they said that they felt that their armor, what they were wearing, their guns were not a match for the rifle and semi-automatic rifle that the shooter had that day. Johnny Hurley had on a t-shirt, tennis shoes. He ran out without a thought, without a moment of hesitation, and he responded to protect the public that day. He took Ronald Troike down, and he went to disarm his weapon to make sure that there was no threat, and the police that were inside the building and had watched Troike going once, back to the car, back, waited 11 seconds, didn't fire, and then claimed that they mistook Johnny for this other man, which had a completely different body build, completely different colors of clothing. And, in the line of fire, and it all happens in split seconds, I understand mistakes can happen. But Johnny's family and friends, we miss him. And the police made a big mistake that day. And we would like to see some accountability and better training on behalf of Johnny's family and friends, and the Friends of Johnny Hurley Foundation. So this song is a tribute to Johnny, of his life, of his heroic actions, and just a celebration of the beautiful soul and spirit that he was. We miss you, Johnny Hurley. We send so much love and honor you for your brave actions, for being a protector and guardian, and for not hesitating to do what you had to do that day, brother. So we send the song out into the world to share Johnny's story. Fischer made a documentary about it, linking that below. So check out the documentary. Please help share his story. The court date has yet to happen. The court date is in October. So I'm trying to keep this story alive and just share with as many people as you can. We appreciate you, and pray for all those families that have been affected by police incidents of wrongdoing and misuse of force. Anyway, thank you for listening, and hope it's well received. Made with a lot of love. Peace, family.
My name is Johnny Hurley, and I would definitely say that there's a lot of holes in the official explanation. There's a lot of incongruencies there. What does anyone know about the truth? It all comes down to the truth and people's individual pursuit of the truth.
If you have the heart to listen, I'ma share with you a tale, a true story of a warrior and how his love prevailed. For many years he set sail on a quest to seek the truth. He came back with an open mind, an open heart and proof, and with the fire lit inside of him, he took boots to the ground to reach as many people as he could, to share what he had found. Not afraid to use his voice, he put his wisdom straight to use. He reached his brothers and his sisters, reached the elders and the youth. He spread his messages of love and resiliency in action. Every breath and every step he took was lit up by his passions. From a wellspring everlasting, every day he filled that cup, just to share it with the rest of us, a taste of truth and love. And now we pour one out for him, bringing us together. I feel his spirit on the wind, and I tell him, man, Johnny, you a legend, remembered as a hero, didn't hesitate a second. He was at the Army surplus on a Monday afternoon. 2021 happened on the 21st of June. From the store, Johnny heard shots fired in the air. Straight into the shots' direction, Johnny ran across the square, took cover behind a wall to get his bearings, looked around. Couple feet from where he stood, he could see an officer down. He then got view of the shooter, who was coming back around. Before he had a chance to fire again, our Johnny took him down. With only seconds to respond, Johnny on the spot, precise, used his training and discernment to protect innocent lives. He ran across to make sure that he had disengaged the threat. He went to take away his weapons. It was his instinct to protect. An officer already on the scene reacted out of fear. From his point of view, he'd seen the shooter walk into the square, and unaware of all the pieces, he just knew there was a threat. And though he waited all those moments and he hadn't acted yet, also his instinct to protect, but when he finally chose to act, with no warning or command, he shot our Johnny in the back. What happened after also matters, though they tried to sweep away. The force gathered and they realized they had made a grave mistake. You see, this story's about a hero and how his love prevailed through his actions, but the hero didn't live to tell the tale. So now it's up to us to seek the truth and keep his fire alive by asking, what's your passion? Put that into drive. And now we pour one out for him, bringing us together. I feel his spirit on the wind, and I tell him, man, Johnny, you a legend, remembered as a hero, didn't hesitate a second.
Yeah, we celebrate your life. We celebrate you for your life. We celebrate you. Your memory lives on, your legacy is strong, and we honor you and promise to continue seeking truth and sovereignty. You know the cold fact and the irony of this situation right here is that it's the exact type of situation that made Johnny crystal clear that there's a potential here to fear the many things that people don't understand. There's reflections and deceptions, there's conspiracies, and there's a problem with the police state. A problem with people not knowing that power can tend to corrupt. And the light side of the force, of course, enforce a message of love. And that is one love for the people when Johnny put down that man for you. There's patience and organization and so much to do. And there's self-responsibility and there's the pursuance of truth. And there's strength to stand on principle when the hammer could fall. Yeah, and there's a weight that's lifted off your shoulders once and for all. And I've run a million what ifs and I've thought of what could have been. I tried to put myself in your shoes, but there's no way that I can. I let the record show that Johnny was a hero and a friend. A stranger's life could depend on this man, literally. So this goes out to the fallen, the yes y'all, and it's only to show that your love lives on. And we celebrate your legacy, you heard me? We know some of the brightest stars done left this earth plane too early. We celebrate the man, the legend, Johnny Hurley.
And now we pour one out for him, bringing us together. I feel his spirit on the wind, and I tell him, man, Johnny, you a legend, remembered as a hero, didn't hesitate a second.